Hello and welcome everyone to Let's Play Tomb Raider 3 Remastered. So guys, 115 speaking, and let me welcome you to the very dryly named City. In City, the final boss fight level of England, very brief one, we are gonna get our hands on one and only secret, unlocking the Codex of England. There are no crystals to be found here, but 7 goodies, including the coveted Eye of Isis, which when we pick up, we trigger the level end and unlock the Eye of Isis achievement. There is also only one kill in this level, although according to the in-game stats, no kills, because the way we're gonna kill Sapphire is gonna be very unique. Think of the guard we finished off in the high security compound via the deathly red laser. That is more of an environmental kill, and that's what we're gonna pull off here, and it doesn't actually in-game count as a kill, but that's why on my floating text you've seen 1 of 1 kills, essentially. I honestly was hoping that for the remasters they would really fix this. At least they fixed running over enemies in vehicles kills to still count, unlike in the originals, but they didn't go all the way through, which is a bit of a bummer. And there should be one and only breakable object, which is very important for taking Sapphire down, okay? Interesting thing, I checked how this level is called in other languages, and for example in the Slovak translation it's at least called London City, not just City, but of course it's very clear to us at this point that we are in London. Talking about London, this is of course the original skybox, also used in Thames Wharf, that you could have seen from her office, and it was kind of an untainted view of the city. Here, Sapphire gets a shittier deal because there are these 2 huge skyscrapers in her view, and we of course see the more generic skybox in the distance, seen also in Thames Wharf, which I'm not such a fan of as the original. But what's cool, we see actual geometry to what's outside of her office that pertains to this level to be outside, and it now corresponds what we see from the inside with what we see from the outside. There are of course these beautiful orange fish in her aquarium with added foliage and detail. By the way, you cannot make it back to the Lats Gate elevator shaft. There is a slippery slope with a step you cannot overcome. Even if you could, this entry is now blocked, just in case you were wondering. I love overall how they touched up the office, but one thing I don't like, these original pots had some Greek effigies on them, now just marble. Why couldn't they remaster those effigies? Were they unable to find the original source? I don't know, then get a bit creative. This is the only thing that bums me out. Everything else looks way more remarkable, and we can finally decipher what's on these paintings, which was kind of impossible in the OG graphics. This seems like some fortress with a drawbridge from Renaissance or late medieval times in Europe, not sure exactly where, and this could maybe even be the Arsenal of Venice, which would be a nice throwback to Tomb Raider 2's Venice. But again, I don't really know, but that's what it reminds me of. If you guys have a better idea of what these paintings could be, please let us know. But anyway, let us focus on the boss fight itself. Sapphire is trying to run away from Lara, but Lara's gonna have none of it. And now, I've intentionally fired off a couple of MP5 bullets just to demonstrate a point. Sapphire is invincible. Her health bar will not be decreasing in any shape or form. Now, what I would love to do is to take a picture of her. And you know what? The running animation is not entirely bad. Let's do that. And let us take a picture. And the OG graphics, this is what I talked about when I said she and Lara have exactly the same kind of head. Just different textures applied. I mean, guys, this is a very tasteless kind of makeup. Is this someone who works with cosmetics and beauty enhancing products? Perhaps yes, but they did a far better job in the remasters. Cool thing, the Eye of Isis on her staff also glows and shines, because she's using it to fire magical missiles. Of course, what else would a Tomb Raider villain do, right? Now, the whole gist of this level is essentially to make our way to the top, because Sapphire's escape chopper is waiting for her, and we are there to stop her. So she's not outright trying to kill us. I guess Lara Croft's reputation precedes her. Sapphire is scared, and she wants to make it out on this chopper. Unfortunately, at this point, I'm not surprised we don't get to see it at all in the OG graphics because of the terrible lighting conditions. So it's, in a sense, a race to the top. However, Sapphire is invincible, so she can just chip away our health. Why is she running away? If you try to make it to the other side and approach her, she's gonna summon and conjure up a protective sphere that's gonna push you away, most presumably to fall to your doom. So do not approach Sapphire. This is very important. Stay away from her. Just climb up, because this makes Sapphire climb up closer to the chopper, but also closer to a deathly trap we're gonna spring on her, okay? So that's just something I wanted to make very clear. Now, occasionally, after firing off a couple of smaller magical missiles, she's gonna charge up a big one, and for the big one, I'm gonna hide here, because that can one-shot you if placed well. Once she releases the big one, after roughly that, she's gonna fire, I think, 10 smaller magical missiles, okay? These we can and will take, and by the way, rather than monkey swinging across here and taking damage, make a running grabbing jump. This ledge. Okay, another big one. Can we avoid it, pretty please? Ooh, still took some damage. Not happy about that, but hey. Where we are approaching now is this level's one and only secret. We need to shimmy over here and get to the crawl space. Unfortunately, because of the secret, we'll have to reclimb the whole damn thing, which makes completing this level without using a medpack a bit trickier, but there we go, Codex of England, a rocket, and very easy to miss, large medpack in this dark corner over here, okay? And since they're outside of Eye of Isis, there are only 6 other goodies, we of course want to get all of them. And not that we didn't want to get all the 59 goodies in Lord's Gate, but you know what I mean. Each one seems more important by comparison. Okay, that's a big charged one. Let her fire it off. Okay, and now let us climb. And again, let's make another running grabbing jump over to the other side whilst taking the splash damage. The thing is, even if she doesn't hit you directly, there is a small splash damage that these magical missiles have. Okay, ooh, dodge the big one via climbing and being partially covered, which is very good. Now let's take the small medpack whilst she's not charging up the big one, that'd be problematic. Press the button, Miss Croft, please get out. Alrighty then, I think Sophia's ready for the big one. Let's grab this, there should be partial cover for it. Oh, she didn't release it? What the hell? Oh, now she did. Ooh, almost tricked us. Gosh darn it, we're gonna get you. Lara doesn't need your beauty products. I mean, look at her, she's perfect the way she is. Okay, so large medpack, a small medpack, and now a ladder climb, which is particularly dangerous. Oh no, don't release it. Oh, thank God, we triggered a climbing animation for Sophia via grabbing the ladder. That kind of saved us. Oh no! I should have let her off fire of those magical missiles. Okay, guys, I actually thought I'm gonna do a clean run, but apparently I got cocky. You know what? It's fine. We're gonna do this again. Oh, I always forget. There's a restart level option available in the remasters. I'm used to the original PCs where this didn't exist, although it did exist in the original PS1 version. That's why I keep forgetting. Anywho, I'll see you back at this spot. Sophia! It's revenge time, biatch. Okay, seriously though. I'm gonna... Well, the reason I'm sort of retracing steps and showing you all this is I want to show you a clean run. I feel like that's really the only valuable way to do this. Oh, she's charging up a big one. So let's get some motion in there. Landing here, we can side flip quite easily. Let's immediately climb up. Okay. And while she's doing her climb, let's go for the secret. Now, I'm not going to show you how we're grabbing the secret here, nothing interesting there, you've already seen it. So let me just skip ahead once we re-emerge from it. There we go. Onwards and onwards, Miss Croft. Now, she should be going for the big one very soon. Actually, when did she launch her big one? Oh, that's odd. Anywho. Back to weak magical missiles, then let's keep going. Oh, I hear that sound. The sound of true horror. Oh, that was a harsh one. Okay, but I believe we can still do it. This small medpack is the most painful pickup in the level, actually. Alrighty. We're back to flashing health. I do not like that. Miss Croft, quick. Okay, now a backflip, pretty please. Alright. And this way, we should be able to grab the large one. You can occasionally hear grunts when Sophia's climbing on the other side, even if you don't see her. That's actually very useful. Lara, could you pick it up, please? Oh, she's gonna launch her big one. That's very good. Release it and then grab the ladder. Perfect. Okay, let's climb up. Now we are probably gonna suffer some small damage from this. Interesting, her small magical missiles are not hitting us now. Then why did the big one hit us? Anywho, we're getting ever closer and closer to our goal. Let's somersault here. Climb up, and let's let her release her big one. Wonderful. And now, she's gonna be firing the small ones, but we have just overcome the final jump. For this, I recommend Uzi's very important gist of the whole boss fight. Now that Safia's standing here, I guess these two antenna or conduits are supposed to be a hint that this box over here is the source of electricity for this entire ledge. Safia is completely unaware of this, and her immortality can only be pushed so far. And there we go, my friends. I feel like this deserves a snapshot. She looks very calm, cool and collected, but not for long. Oh, yeah, these are much better lighting conditions than the original picture we took. The same kind of explosion you've just seen would have occurred should you approach her while she was still alive, and that kind of explosion would push you down to your doom. That's why we didn't really want to get anywhere near Safia. And there's our prize, the Eye of Isis. We pick this thing up, we complete the London chapter and unlock the Eye of Isis achievement. Before that, however, there is a little hum, a sound you can hear, and occasional sparks of electricity on this ledge. That's because it is unsafe and needs to be turned off. But we cannot unbreak that box or fix it. But what we can do is climb it, jump onto the other side, and essentially hit the button over here to turn off the same electricity. And that's it. The hum has disappeared, and we can now pick up the Eye of Isis. And the whole ledge seems like it repaired, you know, is no longer burnt out and damaged like it was before. Pretty damn interesting. Now you can go all the way down, you can also go all the way up. You cannot technically reach the helicopter here, nor do you need to. I kind of wonder how Safia wanted to do it, I guess, via the door over here. But the moment we pick this up, we are golden. So let me save the game here. Let's unlock the achievement and see the stat screen. There we go. The Eye of Isis, finished London chapter. This, my friends, was City, with a single hiccup, and despite the fact we received that massive magical bolt discharge into our body during our second run, we still managed to do it. Again, I recommend just doing a clean run of the whole thing, not using any med packs or wasting any save crystals in your New Game Plus run or your original PS1 run. So we have found this levels 1 secret, no crystals, all 7 pickups including the Eye of Isis, and again, according to the stats, this did not count as a kill, but I am absolutely counting it as 1 kill. We unlocked both these levels 2 achievements, and we broke its one and only, however fatal, breakable object. So guys, this was the city. Before I'll talk briefly about what's up next, I would like to say thanks to my absolutely amazing patrons. Blangupel, Mick, Severin Drax, Enstickle, Katie Danger, and Poo2. Thank you guys so much for being my Winstons and for feeding Safia's fish and keeping their fish tanks clean. Next, I would like to say big thanks to my caretaker Winstons, Michael McConkey, Karavetu, Renegade Durney, and Blanket Fox. Thank you guys so much for your care and for your support, and also for today picking Lara up after her mishap with Safia Lee's full magical blast. Thanks to you guys, you picked her up and she was ready for a second dance with this dangerous woman. I would also like to give special thanks to both of my brave veteran Winstons, Andrea Paviglianiti and Alexandra. Thank you guys both so much for your valiant support of the channel, and also for today calling in a favor from your old veteran buddies and getting us a rescue chopper on that rooftop. This chopper will take us all the way to the Antarctica, presumably without any mishaps. And finally, I would like to give one very special thanks to my one and only fine vintage Winston, Akira Foxmind. Thank you so much for your long and generous support of the channel, and also for today helping us out via making the blood in Safia's veins freeze and putting the fear of Lara into her. Without you, she'd make a short work of Lara, seeing as she was invincible, but since you scared the living hell out of her, we managed to lure her into a particularly effective and lethal trap. Without you, we would not have pulled off this final boss fight. And on a final note, I'd like to say thanks to my free Patreon members as well as to you guys for watching, and also thank you for your patience. I know you had to wait quite a while for these 2 videos, but that's one of the reasons why I wanted to release 2 on the same day, so that you won't have to wait long for the finale of the scariest chapter of the game, London chapter. Yes, I do consider it even harder than the Antarctica that's up next. We've seen glimpses of Antarctica in the very beginning introductory FMVs, and now we are finally gonna get to see that location. Now, saying it's easier than London, with the exception of one level, does not necessarily make it easy. Danger lurks everywhere in that frozen hell, and Lara needs to get herself ready. And so will I. I have lots of practicing to do, but I'm happy to say that the next level is my absolute most favorite out of Tomb Raider 3, so I think you guys also have a lot to look forward to. And until then, happy raiding.